Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday from the brisk mountains of North Carolina. I got back, I guess, about an hour ago from a 3+ mile hike on the Mountain to Sea Trail with bright sunshine coming through the trees and a feel good, magical woods day, which, of course, is how I love to spend some of my day. My question for you today, I have a couple of them. Are you your number one priority? I can remember a few years back when I realized how at times I was out of integrity because I would be talking to my patients about taking care of their health, and sometimes the things that I was talking to them about or the things that they were asking me about were not things that I was always doing myself. And I realized that if I wanted them to consistently take care of themselves, to consistently follow through on recommendations that I had that would affect their overall health and well-being, who was I to say a damn thing if I wasn't doing that myself? So I can remember, it's probably been, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years ago now, that when I sat down to write my goals or look at my goals, the number one goal was that I made choices that supported my overall health and well-being first, because I couldn't expect others to do it if I wasn't doing it myself. And it changed so much. Now, it's not to say that I wasn't doing some things to take care of my health and well-being. I was. I was exercising. I was eating well. I was drinking water. I was surrounding myself with good people. So many things that, affect our overall health and well-being. And yet I wasn't consistent about it. I wasn't clear about it. And I wasn't always doing it at that number one level. Sometimes I'd get to it if I had enough time. So to switch my belief and my follow through to put me number one, while a little uncomfortable at first, because we're not taught to put ourselves first. We're taught to put everybody else first, or at least I know myself and a lot of people that I talk to, we're taught to take care of everybody else and then we take care of ourselves. Kind of serve everybody else first and then we take what's left. Well, when I started to do that, my whole perspective of life changed. And what I had to offer others in the form of service increased, it improved, and not only that, I felt better about it. So my first question is, where are you on your priority list? Are you number one, or are you someone who you get what's left, if there's anything left? Are you getting the scrapings on the bottom of the barrel? And if you are, what would it take for you to move yourself to the top of the list? Because what's been my experience and the experience of a lot of my clients is when we move ourselves to the top of the list and we're taking care of ourselves, we fill up our barrel, our cup, we fill ourselves up. And when we do that, we have more energy. We feel better about life. We are happier. And when we do those things, that becomes available not only for us, but for others. So the goal is to fill you up first and then choose how to use the energy, the resources, that's overflowing with fabulousness. So, are you your number one priority? Are you choosing you first? This is the way my friend Peter, an author of Active Choices, that's the name of his book, the way he talks about being your number one priority is choosing you first. So choose you. So, one, are you choosing you? And if you're not, what action can you take to move you to the top of that list? Because I'm telling you, if you make this one change, your life will start to transform. Now, the second question is, if you are someone who has moved yourself to the top of the list, or you find yourself there fairly consistently, at what level are you choosing you? And I say it this way because, here I am for years now talking about being my number one priority. You got to be a number one priority. You got to take care of yourself first. You got to fill up your cup so that way your cup overflows. And what overflows is what you then choose to give to others, to share with others, to offer to others. Because you and that other person are going to be so much better off when you do it that way. Well, that's all great and good. But what I realized with a number of different circumstances, and one of them was reading Peter's book, Active Choices. I read it on the plane ride home a couple of weeks ago when I went to New York City. And one of the things, there was something in the book. It's an easy read, a quick read. So if you haven't read it, read it. Active Choices, Peter Passetto. I'll put some comments. I'll put some details in the comments. But one of the things that I left reading his book about was it's not enough to choose me and to be my number one priority. I then also have a choice at the level to which I choose me. And I posted earlier in his group my awareness, because now if you've watched anything that I do, any of my posts, you know that I hike regularly, and you know that I'm posting pictures about it, which again is great. And yet I realized that on days I didn't feel like it, I probably didn't do it. Even though my goal, or if it was a little like, the weather wasn't, the greatest, I might not do it. Or if I just didn't feel like it. Now, yes, we can still make those choices. Because there are some days I'm sure I'm still not going to choose to go hiking. Or choose to do something else instead. But what I realized is if I say my goal, and this is what I had said, my goal is to hike 3 to 5 times a week to where my average distance per week is a mile or more. Well, what I was consistently doing was hiking 1 to 3 times a week, and my average distance per week was less than half a mile a day, when I wanted an average of a mile a day. So I realized that yes, I was choosing me, but I was choosing me at a level of like a 5 or a 6 or a 7 maybe. After reading his book, after taking all of that in, surrounding myself with some really fabulous people, what I realized is it was time for me to choose me at a 10. And that's certainly where fucking fantastic comes from, is living in a way that is fully me, but not me at an 8 or me at a 6. Fucking fantastic is me, all me. So me at a 10. So if I want to be living me as a 10 every moment of every day, I have to choose me at a 10 every moment, every day. Or be as consistent as I can be about it, because it's all about progress, not perfection. So that's my next question. If you are choosing you as your number one priority, at what level? Is it a 2? Is it a 6? Or is it a 10? Now, I will add a little asterisk to this. This does not mean go out there and do. and run yourself ragged and push yourself past where your body is saying is good for you. But it does mean how do I say this? It does mean if you're going to do something, do it at a 10. If you're going to be, and you're going to spend some time relaxing and chilling, do it at a 10. If you're going to take action, do it at a 10. If you're going to go have fun, do it at a 10, whatever that might look like. Now, 10 doesn't mean you go have fun and it's like, rah, craziness. Doing it at a 10 might be, what I really would love to do is go sit in a movie. That can be a 10. So you're watching this, you got questions, you got comments. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know where you're at. So again, are you your number one priority? Are you choosing you first? If not, what action are you going to take? If you are, great, and at what level? So there's 3 things that I'm looking for you to post below. And if you're not at a 10, if you're not choosing you at a 10, what's getting in the way? What do you need to start choosing you at a 10? Because you deserve to choose you at a 10. You don't deserve to be treated less than that. All right, everyone. Well, I've been choosing me as a 10, and when it comes to my hiking goal, I looked at my goal since November 1st, and not only have I met my goal of hiking 5 times this week, because my goal is a range, 3 to 5, because, different things happen. Not going for perfection, progress. I hit 5 times this week, and I actually have one more day. I don't know if I'll hike tomorrow. We'll see. And I have also hit my goal of an average of a mile or more. I'm actually close to almost 2 miles. So an average of almost 2 miles a day. And I feel fabulous because I've done it. Well, I say fabulous. We both know. I mean, fucking fantastic because I've done it. And I do. I came home and I was like, oh, what a day. What a day. So answer those questions. Post them in the comments below. Because let's start living life fucking fantastic and choosing us at a 10. We deserve it. All right, y'all. I'm sending you lots of love and, of course, all things fucking fantastic until we connect again. I'll talk to you later.